Performance by Ms.Rithika. Namaste everyone. Before I start my stand-up comedy, I'd like to take a pledge. Just in case to avoid any controversies. I pledge not to misuse Article 19 and not to offend the sentiments of any individual. Now, I'd like to know how many among you are from middle class families. Yes, you guys are all rich. I'm also from a middle class family, and my 18 years of life as a middle classer has taught me a number of things. Like how being a middle classer, you could be anything, but only dream to be anything. There's this clear distinction between upper class people and middle class people. In middle class families, if you ask your parents to buy a dog, they'd say, already in a naughty को भूखे दो. मगर अमीरों के घरों में कुत्ते को औलाद की तरह पाला जाता है और हमारे घर में औलाद को कुत्ते की तरह. In a middle class family, a father's like a trigonometric problem. One can never really understand. And every middle class father is a great artist. One good beating from his belt and a colorful map will be printed on your back. So I thought my father was the head of the family. But some things are learned the hard way. Like one day my mother, during the lockdown, when everyone's frustration was at the peaks, my mother found out that I wasn't writing my classworks. One snap from her was enough to make me realize the reason why my father was always the first one to apologize to my mother. The weirdest thing of this is the very next day my neighbors came to me and looked at me with the most pitiful eyes. Maybe because our walls are made of paper and concrete, or maybe because उनको दूसरे की जिंदगी में दखल डालना बहुत जरूरी होता है. These days my father comes straight home and watches the TV the entire time because TV is the only thing that's still under his control in the house. I'm just kidding. I have a very harmonious family. I guess at this moment my father's cutting the vegetables and my mother's watching the TV. Women empowerment. Right now, we have a really nice flat TV at our home, but before that we had a PC Kalanat TV. Its service period was for 12 years, but we used it for 14 years. So for 2 entire years, we have to give it a good smack repeatedly. I was quite against the idea of domestic violence or domestic appliances, but क्या करें middle class है. And made in China works because of moms in India. The most depressing part of a middle class family is when you are sitting together with your parents watching TV and the news headline says the son of a rickshawala became an IAS officer. All the eyes turn towards you. My father says, dear daughter, I just want you to study, nothing more, I'll give you everything. And I'll be like, dear father, this is the only problem. And in fact, every middle class child is being forced to be independent. So I'd like to know how many among you like your relatives coming over. Yeah, I personally hate it too. Because you have to fight with your siblings. In order to serve them snacks, your mother would be smacking you in the kitchen and giving you a fancy plate to serve them. Your parents would give you the deadliest stare if you don't entertain them. And if they bring their kids along, say bye-bye to your toys. But there's one advantage that the day they come, my mother would cook a number of delicious items. You know what they say, bargaining is an art. But don't you guys agree bargaining is a middle class necessity? And every mom's really good at it. If something is being sold for 1,000 rupees, she would confidently ask 350. I'd like to end it with a few lines. Let us rejoice the middle class, a nation's soul, making India whole. Budgeting love with every sacrifice, as family that bonds that reach the sky. Thank you.